to rest in the wombs for an appointed term. Then do we bring you out as babies, then foster you that we may reach your age of full strength, and some of you are called to die. It's like the man himself is there, but converting the man into another sort of shell, or another sort of molded. That's what they congeal blood and all the sperm, like whatever it is. They were creating that, and then the real person that you are is put in there. It's like having the egg or the yolk, the whatever, the yolk, the bird, the chickens or the leather chicks in an egg. So the chicken and all that is in the egg, and the shell is there. It's like the body is the shell and all that, but the man himself has been put inside, and they put you there and they make you like a baby, and then you grow, become matured. I don't know why it's been put this way, but that's how the Quran presents it, something of that nature. It doesn't go straight forward to let you get a clue of what you will get a clue, but you won't see the reason or the rationale behind it. Then ye may reach out the age of what? Full strength, and some of you are called to die, and some are sent back to the feeblest old age, so that they know nothing after having known much. And further, thou seest the earth barren and lifeless, but when we pour down rain on it, it is stirred to life, it swells, and it puts forth every kind of beautiful growth in pairs. It's strange of how Quran does make the presentation. How the Quran does this presentation, and also the translation is quite a bit not the usual the usual presentation or the usual tone as compared to present day, how the words are. But yeah, so we've gone deeply into all these things that gives us an idea, the divisions of what the faith are. So clearly we know the divisions. Clearly we see the presentations are not much, they're not really the same. Clearly we can tell that they're not coming from the same end. Because we can't think of it as if one God deceiving creation, because that's not how we can think it that way. But at the end of the day, that makes the definition of God needs to be changed into the right definition. But he's a good God, he's an omniscient God, he's all-knowing God, he's not that he has authority, he has no need and reason to sort of pretend or lie or twist things around while he put words there and say, thou shalt not lie, why he will lie. We're comparing him in a right way, in a more reasonable way, in a logical way, as we are learning from the book, And then we're doing that, and still we cannot come to a very straightforward, sensible answer, because it is clear from this Bible what words we see, the laws in Leviticus, telling, revealing the things that God originally was creating or forming the world through. The generations were falling through the same line and things were going on the same. And then all of a sudden there's laws to sort of seize it. In the Quran we found the same laws in the Surah books of Surah, in the Surah books of what do you call it, Surah X, is it XIII? Actually, in Surah 4, we discovered so much of Allah giving strict rules of not, apart from the gay side, the things that are prohibited, that shouldn't be done, and it really has gone on for so long, and our life has really been caught up with the idea that that advice is really, we trusted and believe, and we surrendered our life to that. We're born to be surrendered into it. It's not like you really have much of a choice, until you grow up. And even when you grow up and you have the choice, there are many who still have not got to the point of realization, and you mingle and do everything with them. So it's hard for you to sort of have a different point of view, because they will sort of look at you in a different way. Now I'm doubt at this moment. That's my high sense of doubt, because whatever I put out there, whoever listened to it, as you're listening, I'm bound to sort of have to prove to you, and that's why I read it and point it and quote the verse for you to check it out and give you the reasons that surrounds it, or the questions that I ask myself. So if you ask yourself those questions, you ask yourself that, okay, if this is the case, then is Allah who is God, is Jehovah who is this religion actually doing what is sort of portraying itself out there to be doing? And you will get a clear picture that no, that is not what is going on. It's different. It's very, very different. So I sort of plead with you to really be very, very, very much patient and considerate to the idea or the whole knowledge of God thing, and make sure that your approach your approach will be more open and sincere, to really arrive at a better solution, because you can't just jump into things. It takes time. I may not be the best presenter, but at least I'm doing well in presenting. Somehow I can be understood and clearly understood. Somehow I can coach it out for you to check it too, so that you can conclude it yourself. So that is also a form of presentation. I don't look down on myself. Language barrier is something that everybody have that problem, have that issue. And when we go to Deuteronomy, that's where we are with the Bible. Deuteronomy 1, it reviews Moses. This is the 5th book of Moses. 5 books of Moses, the 5th book. Moses reviews Israel's disobedience. These are the words which Moses spoke to all Israel on this side of the Jordan in the wilderness, in the plain opposite Seth, between the Patan Sophel, Laban, and Hazeroth, and Hezehab. The rules that God gave. He had to call it out to them. So probably he was getting old. He probably wouldn't be able to go with them to Canaan, the promised land, as God has already told him that he won't allow him to go there. And as we see these statements in Deuteronomy, we sort of can think about things and see that if this is really the case for us, this is actually the case, where the rules and regulations are something that we are bound to live with. We are bound to find out if it does have any impact on our life that has made us become violent, that has made us become very